So do you think about bone a little differently now? Think about your skin a little bit differently? Think about, well, I ain't a fan of milk, but, you know, just saying. So I try to take my, you know, calcium supplement. But I just think it's a really cool process because, think about this for a second. Calcium is so important to so many other systems. Having it start at this point being affected is affecting everything else. That is just, sometimes for me, that's just a little mind-boggling. You know, a lot of stuff about this, even though I talk about it, you know, and teach it, I still get amazed. You know, I guess I'm easily amused. Now, something else that our skin can do, and I think I kind of mentioned, you talked.
This is true, like your body always stores calcium, like
That it only stores the calcium for what?
Till the age of 23 or 25.
Yes, your best years for the calcium development, calcium in the bones, that sort of thing, usually by the time of roughly 30, it's breaking it down. So for the most part, you're getting the majority of the breaking down of your bones in an early age. So that's why it's so important up to that point to make sure that you're getting the proper amounts of the diet. Now, what happens, because we've now recognized that this is such a big issue, what we now know is to make sure that we get those foodstuffs, all right, and yes, the supplements, all right. Now, the thing about the supplements, though, you've got to make sure that you're taking those in the proper amount for calcium and D. So what you usually see is vitamin D with calcium on the bottle being sold as the supplement, or sometimes people can be so deficient they actually need a prescription for the supplements. Yeah.
I have a question. So, what about those people who are like lactose intolerant but can't?
That's now. In the case of like not being able to take in the dairy products, there are other foodstuffs that they can eat that will give them these vitamins, these minerals. Not necessarily the same as what you would think of getting it in the dairy products, which is usually why they'll want to do the supplement with their diet also. I'm not a person who likes milk, and the only yogurt I like is the ones that have like candy and everything on the top. You know, Weight Watchers doesn't really like that. So I'm very deficient in my dairy products. So my vitamin D is always like that. So I just tend to take a supplement. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, if I know I'm getting like really sluggish, I'll double it.
So I think it's really worth taking or drinking like almond milk and stuff like that. Is there even?
Are those fortified with like the D and the calcium? Does anybody know?
All my guys drink those kind of cashew milk.
The cashew milk, and
He gets the extra. He gets the one that has that's fortified with extra stuff.
Yeah, it'll usually say it like on the label. If you're looking at the label, it'll usually say fortified with, you know, the calcium and vitamin D. Yeah, and you know, people, you know how like now we've got all these like fancy coffees where the majority of it is milk or whatever and that sort of thing. And they're like, oh, well, you know, levels are not as low anymore because we've got all these little fancy coffees that people go and pay $6 and $7 a cup for, you know. I'm like, oh, I'll just be deficient, take my supplement. But they say that's helping with some of it in the diets too. But it is better to start now, worrying about it,
And do you get it too?
Yes.
I never knew that.
Some of the, well, that's because like somebody, like me who doesn't really want to drink the milk and everything, I'd much rather have the orange juice. So when I buy orange juice, I do buy the one that's fortified.
Is there like long-term problems if you just keep being like defective?
Yes. Basically what's going to happen, your bones are going to get weak, they're going to get brittle, they're going to be easily broken. Something as simple as getting out of the bed can break a bone. Yes, because when you take these products out of the bone, because that bone is depending on the collagen and it's depending on the hydroxyapatite, okay? You take either one of those out, bones can get brittle or they can become rubbery where there's no support.
What she just said, Bible teacher told me that Christ was calcium deficient, and I don't know how the pregnant did, but she was pregnant, and she got like, she had to wear things to the baby.
Yeah, the baby would definitely be taking whatever was there, and then the body would be trying to provide it from any source that it has to get it back into the bloodstream.
I don't know if he was just playing or if he was serious. Do you think? He was serious, but I mean, it
based on what I can understand, that of my physiology and stuff in my head, I can see how that would happen. Yeah.
What and what's fish really high in? Because the doctor told me to start eating more fish and taking fish oil.
Omega-3s. And omega-3s are good for like the functioning of the cardiovascular system. They're going to be good for the heart and the blood flow. Yeah. I know, it's kind of cool, isn't it? So you'll now know, like after taking this class, you'll now know when you go out there and you look at all of this stuff, you'll now be able to say, oh, I understand why it does that, which is what I want you to be able to do. Because I want you to be able to do that when you look at a patient's chart, okay? When you look at their chart and see their blood work, I want you to be able to understand something's not normal. And that's why they're suffering whatever condition it is that they're suffering. That's what I want you to be able to do.
So when babies are born, you have like breast milk and formula and stuff like that. Do you give that to baby because it's higher in calcium and stuff like that?
You mean breast milk versus formula?
Well, like both of them, I'm assuming, because that's all you give newborns is you don't just give them whole milk or anything like that. Is it because it's higher in calcium?
It's more along the lines of all the nutrients that they're going to need. So it's going to be their proteins, their vitamins, their minerals. The breast milk, one of the biggest promoters for that is the immunity that the offspring gets from the mother. Whereas if they're not doing breast milk, they're not getting that immunity, which has its ups and downs, But breast milk, as long as the mom is healthy, eating a proper diet, it should be healthy for the child. Yeah. Now another process, and I kind of mentioned this, is excretion. Even though we can have certain toxins be excreted out through the skin, it in no way compares with what we're going to see with the kidneys. Okay? There is no comparison whatsoever. Now, what's going to happen as we get older, okay, we do see that the skin gets more easily damaged. One of the biggest things that happens as we get older, collagen breaks down. Collagen is that toughest fiber that's present, and that really tough fiber, because it is proteins, okay, it begins to break down. And we don't really replace that. Okay, there's not a lot that we can actually do for it. We do find it's harder to fight off infections. We find that those elastic fibers, because once again, they're proteins, they're going to break down. So we get a lot of wrinkling. Yes, the skin does become drier. It does not matter like what kind of lotion or how much you try to put on, that skin's going to get dry. We get a decrease in the blood supply, therefore making it harder to regulate body temperature. You know, as we get older, and you like, I used to go, like when I was young, I used to go in my grandmother's house, and I would be like, you know, and have to almost go roll out in the snow to cool off, you know, to go visit her. I understand that now, okay? I understand that more. The functioning of melanocytes, so therefore, we get more age spots, especially the areas of the body that we've done a lot of exposure to the sun. And yes, sunlight ages the skin more rapidly. How many of y'all like to lay out in the sun? I would highly advise against it.
My mom bought a tanning bed because she loves tanning so much.
How old do you think those people are? The one on the left.
Late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, he's like 92. Well, now since our textbook's gone a couple of years, he's probably about 95 or 96.
Is he still alive?
I'm guessing. Yeah. He's monk, been inside all of his life, no exposure to the sun, but very little. Okay. Way over in the 90s. How about the lady over here to the right?
Geez. Don't say she's not there.
She's like probably now with the book about 65. But native Indian, has been outside all of her life, exposure to the elements, exposure to the sun, and that's what happens.
It doesn't even look real.
And it doesn't. I have friends who like love to lay out in the sun, do the tanning bed. They are my age or older. And if y'all had to guess, not knowing that I have grandchildren, okay, what age would y'all guess for me? That's what most people say. Late 30s, early 40s. Yeah, I'm a grandmother.
Yeah, I noticed your grandma there. I was like, whoa, there's no way.
Yeah. And so, you know, I'm like, I refuse to get in the sun. And I've been like that since my early 20s when I started learning what the damage was. And one of my friends, bless her heart, you know, it just looks like leather. Yeah. And I try to, you know, get her to use better beauty products, because beauty products do make a difference. You know, how you take care of your skin definitely makes a difference. But hey, people are going to make their own choices.